It's Friday, April 1st. Welcome to the Daily Shed. Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to the Shed. It is April Fool's Day. Is anybody else sick of the internet today? I am. Stupid stuff today. Anyway. Friday is bye day here on the show. That means that I get to relax because you provide the content. Did you know that? It's true. You get to provide the content on Fridays. 2 ways you can participate on bye day. You can ask me questions. Put those in the comments of any of my videos. And I will answer those questions on Friday shows. Or you can send me stuff to put on the shed wall. I'll put the address probably up here. Address will also be in the description of this video, or you can go to thedailyshed.com/contact to find my mailing information. You can send me anything to put on this wall, from stickers to posters to advertisements for your company. One viewer suggested sending me mugs because they liked the shoe mug that I used a couple days ago. That's up to you guys. This is a community-driven show, so whatever the community decides is what we do. That being said, do not forget to share these videos with your friends, because the larger this community can grow, the more awesome we can be together. Today is Q&A day, and you ask questions, and I printed them because I'm old school. So, let's talk about them. Michael Potts asked me, when you have an idea for something to build in the shop, are you more of a planner creating detailed drawings and parts list, or do you jump right in and make a prototype and then work to refine it? Well, Michael, yes. My answer is yes. I do a little bit of both. I will typically do a quick rough sketch so that I can write out a parts list. And that's because I don't really keep a lot of hardware in my shop. I don't have a selection of nuts and bolts and screws and springs and the things that you would need to create. I live very close to a hardware store, so it's just easier for me to go buy what I need instead of having this $1,000 investment of nuts and bolts and screws. So I'll make a detailed parts list just so I can go get the stuff. I don't, however, do the detailed drawing. When I get back, I usually just go for it. To say that I refine it would imply that I build it again, and that usually doesn't happen unless it's majorly flawed. I will live with it for a while, with whatever I create the first time, and most times I end up scrapping it because it wasn't what I needed. If it's like a jig or whatever. It just depends. Let's see. TR Knight asks, favorite beverage while working? Music you like to have on in the workshop, and tool you wish you had in the workshop. Favorite beverage this is tea. This is just regular black tea. I really only drink tea, water, or coffee. So one of those 3 things. It will most likely be tea or water, unless it's morning. I really only drink coffee in the morning. Music you like to have on. You know what? I most often forget to turn the music on. Not because I don't love music, but just because I get involved in whatever the project is, and I just forget to turn my phone on, and then I'm halfway through the project when I realize I want some music. But we can look at my playlist. I listen to a lot of... Listen, I'm not a hipster. Okay? But I do listen to a fair amount of obscure bands, simply because one of my favorite bands of all time is Flogging Molly, and they're not an arena band. So when I go see their shows, their openers are always local odd groups, and I end up. So anyway, one of my favorite albums ever is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo soundtrack that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did, and it is kind of an ambient, just industrial sounding, music, and it's like 3 hours long with no vocals. And I put that on just to have some background noise, and I can kind of jam along with it. I also have a playlist that I call Drive, which is like driven, like rock music, that has a lot of other Nine Inch Nails work, things like Disturbed and Pearl Jam, and just kind of more upbeat, fast music. But the bands that I most often click on when I'm down here is a group called Pasadena. They're from Maryland, and they have this very funk beach sound. I know there's a term for it, but I don't remember what it is. A group called the Greyhounds, 2-guy group. They do some blues, retro rock. And a group called Drowning Men, they're hard to describe. And a tool I wish I had. I'm pretty good, honestly. I mean, I need a dust collection system. I have a vacuum that I plan on putting a cyclone on. I need a better table saw. So I guess a better table saw would be my answer. Dave, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. We've known each other on the internet for a while, but I believe it's Dave Conaline or Conalin. Says, what book are you currently reading, if any, and favorite genre of movie, book, TV show? Okay. The book I'm currently reading, it's odd that you would suggest this because I printed this off the other day to talk about on a future episode. This book is called The Principia Discordia. It was published in the 60s. It's public domain, so I printed it. This book is bizarre. I discovered Discordianism thanks to a Facebook friend by accident, and this past week I've been kind of obsessed with this whole idea. Discordianism is a religion that simultaneously may or may not exist, and does not exist, and that's kind of the point. It's bizarre. And so I've been reading that. I've been reading there's a trilogy of books that kind of are the next level of this thing, and they're novels. I plan on having an episode about it. Other than that, I'm currently reading the 15th book in the Dresden Files, the latest book in the Dresden Files series, as well as the second book in the... I forget the name of the series. The Expanse series? Is that... Leviathan Wakes was book 1? Whatever that series is. My favorite genre is probably fantasy. I grew up reading The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings like every year. I read them at least once a year. So I've always been a Wizards and Dragons kid, I guess. And Dave also asked my top 5 board games. That's really hard to qualify. I went into the game room and kind of glanced around for a while to come up with games that I would constantly rate very high on my list. And the problem is I play so many new games that I don't get back to a lot of games. But the games that constantly please me are Acquire, which is a very old game, my absolute favorite game of all time. A game called Coloretto, super simple little card game. Tichu, Imperial Settlers, which of course is one of our published games. And I don't know what the 5th one would be. Probably Settlers of Catan. I still absolutely love that game. That's what got me started. So that's about it. That's all the questions I had. Today was a good day. I woke up today, and my normal morning routine is I get up and I take a shower and, medicine and all that stuff. But I also look outside to check the weather. And when I looked outside, it was raining, and I was kind of upset about that because I don't normally if it's raining, I don't ride the bike. If it's raining in the afternoon, I don't care. On the way home, I can get wet. But when I go to work, if it's raining, I don't ride the bike. And the days I have to take the truck, I'm just not the same. I don't smile as much. I'm not as happy. So I woke up and it was raining, and I was like, crap, I took a shower, and I got out of the shower, and I decided to check the weather anyway, which is a normal morning routine for a motorcyclist. And there was this is my city, there was this horseshoe shape of rain, and it had just passed, And so this second set of clouds was like 20 minutes behind. And it wasn't raining south of me where I work. So it was perfect. Like I hit this window of no rain, got on the bike, rode to work, didn't get rained on, had this beautiful sunny ride home, which you'll see at the end of this. It was amazing. So it was a good day besides the fact that it's April Fool's and the internet sucks today. But all in all, end of a great week. This was the second week of doing this shed, and I cannot believe I've actually done 10 episodes. I have committal issues, and I don't tend to make commitments because of that. So that's because you guys have made it awesome with the comments and the niceness that I've heard from people watching this show. Thank you very much. Please like and comment and subscribe, and more importantly, share. Share this video with everybody you can, because the more people I can get watching, the more awesome this show can be, because who knows what you guys will suggest. And I won't do anything. I will do any appropriate thing that you guys ask of me, because that's the point. I'm here for you. So don't forget, you can ask questions for next week's buy day. You can send me stuff to put on the wall, or we can just chat it up in the comments. I've had a blast this past 2 weeks just reading YouTube comments that aren't terrible. Thank you for that. I'll see you next week.